Have you been struggling to rank new websites in Google, or are you looking to rank new websites in Google? Well, then this minus 100-day strategy that I have developed is guaranteed for you to get success if you follow my step-by-step strategy and plan. So without any further ado, let's jump into this video. So before we get into the strategy itself, I need to give you a bit of a background around why this strategy works and what it's all based on in the first place. So the strategy is based on several different patents that Google has patented and developed over the years, as well as a lot of real world launches. AKA, we've compared launches that haven't used this strategy, where we've just flat launched a website without developing it like we do with this specific minus 100-day strategy, versus a site that has used this specific strategy, and the results speak for themselves. So a very simplified version of why this specific minus 100-day strategy works is that Google assigns your pages quality scores. So you can think of it, again, as a very simplified version, as your pages get assigned a 0 to 100 score. And if you've ever worked with Google Ads, you'll know that actually they do get assigned a 0 to 10 quality score on Google Ads, and it's a very similar thinking and metric to how Google's actual search algorithm works. So if you've done Google Ads technology, it actually kind of is relevant to this specific technology here as well. So Google assigns your pages quality score, and then your entire website, based on those individual quality scores of the pages, is then assigned an overall quality score. So let's say your average pages, turns out to be a 54.2 quality score in terms of the entire website's pages. Your cache is 2 years old. So Google's cache of your website is 2 years old. That means that from the day that Google indexes your website to 2 years from that date, that is going to be a baseline quality score that Google is going to be comparing throughout when their algorithm processes your individual pages, because Google's algorithm is a comparative algorithm, both in terms of cache pages and competing pages. So when we're actually going to be carrying out the minus 100-day strategy, the way it works is that before your website goes live, you're going to be building out every single core page to the highest possible quality score that you can do. And by that, I mean that you're going to be making sure that your home page, your about page, your contact page, your blog page, your terms, your policies, your categories, your money pages, your subcategories, every single page has got content on it. Every single page is built to the highest possible quality score that you can get it done for the amount of time and budget that you have for that project. And if you have got specific categories for content on the website, that you are launching them with at least one post fulfilling that category, and that they're not going to be launched as orphan or ghost categories, which mean that they don't have any specific content on them, and that they don't actually contribute anything to your website apart from another duplicate page that seemingly is empty or void of any content whatsoever. So just making sure that you have got every single page up to scratch with the highest possible quality score possible will mean that when Google does eventually index this site, it's going to index the baseline quality score of the entire website as highly as possible, and that will mean that you are going to have a highest possible quality score against the competitors in your SERP from day one, and thus you should be able to rank far quicker and far faster than any competitor that launches without all this stuff ready to go. So there's several things that you're going to be wanting to do on launch day itself as well. Before the website goes live, you're wanting to make sure that your staging website, that's the website that you built out this site on, so that you're not building it out on the live domain and that it's indexing on the live domain itself. You're going to be building out on a hosting staging site. It's not usually some sort of subdomain to the hosting site itself. It's not usually something to do with your website, though a lot of websites and CMS and stuff and hosting providers are using subdomains for your own staging site these days as well. That's perfectly fine. The idea is that you just don't want the core website to be indexed in the first place, and that you want Google to index that website when you do get it live. So on that staging website, you're going to want to audit it before it goes live and just validate that every page is both up to scratch and actually going to be indexable. The amount of times that I have worked with clients and stuff that have gone live and they haven't realized that they haven't turned off that little discourage search engine box in WordPress, or they haven't removed the no index tags that developers have added previously, or the developers developers haven't removed 301s or staging 301s or all sorts of things. There's broken internal links, there's broken pages, things like that. This is why you audit it all before it goes live, to make sure that everything is properly done and validated and ready to index. Then you want to make sure that when the site is up to scratch, that you have Search Console and Analytics installed and all the other tools and things set up that you're going to be wanting to from day one, so that you're going to be able to collect all of that data and traffic and analysis and be able to submit all of your core pages via Search Console as well on day one. I also like to use a premium indexing tool. So I use something like Index Me Now. If you just Google Index Me Now, you'll see my review on there and you'll see that it has an over 90% success rate, especially on new websites. It's absolutely fantastic for getting them indexed as quickly as possible. And finally, I want to make sure that on the same day that you're going live, that you're doing at least some level of entity stacking on the foundational levels of link building. There is going to be a video link in the description down below to my entity stacking video, where you can find out more about how you can carry out that for your campaigns as well. And finally, after launch, you're going to be wanting to do several things as well. So the very first thing you're going to be wanting to do is making sure that you have got a topical content campaign ready to go. So that means you're going to be topical mapping your niche, building a ton of supporting content that you need to build to be a topical authority in that niche in Google, and then releasing that on a daily frequency. So that's just one post per day. I don't recommend usually going above that number unless you're in a hyper competitive niche and you have got a lot of resources to be able to produce more content than that is required. The daily frequency is because it's going to be abusing essentially the freshness metric that is within Google, and that is going to be continually providing additional crawling resources and going to be making sure that your crawl frequency is increased as much as possible, and it's going to give you an allowance of time, or someone within your company or organization an allowance of time to promote each article and each piece of supporting content that goes live, because just as powerful as putting that piece of content going live is the promotional side of it, which means you're going to be posting it on your Reddit, on your social media, on your email list, just getting it every single piece of traffic, piece of links and piece of promotion that you can get around that specific new post is going to get the crawling up, the indexing up, all sorts of additional amazing factors and signals around the site that is boosted from making sure that you are getting those pieces out daily and you're promoting it daily as well as soon as that piece goes live, and you don't miss the beat on those promotions. Then we're just going to be niche researching and expanding. So that's more content campaigns, more niches, more money pages, more offers, more monetization methods. In general, just expanding until we kind of take over the entire niche. And then we're going to be doing ongoing audits. Generally, I do them quarterly. That's an on-page and a link audit and a content audit. Those are three separate different types of audits that you're going to be needing to do for most websites. And finally, a link building campaign where necessary. But honestly, a lot of niches these days, you're not even going to be needing to do these massive link building campaigns that a lot of people used to be focusing on, because you are going to be getting a lot more out of producing the content that you're going to be doing, the on-page, and then the links are going to come with time and with the basis that you have that entity stacking to already build the trust and authenticity and the authority that you need in the first place. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this strategy and it gave you a ton of insight in as short a time as possible. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment and subscribe down below, as well as press that bell button to get notifications as when new videos goes live, because I'm going to be producing a ton more content this and next year. You can follow me on X at Charles_SEO, connect with me on LinkedIn at Charles Floate, and you can get my free and premium SEO training at charlesfloatetraining.com. I hope you enjoyed the video once more. I've been Charles Floate. Peace.